This is a OEM System 80B MPU sent to me for repair. The original problem with this board was that the game proms were corrupted and burned out, so I replaced those. Sent it back to the client, and after testing it, of course, and it came back, and client's game, which is a Raven, apparently has a switch matrix issue with it because these two chips were blown. That would be Z10 and 11, I believe. Yeah. So I replaced them, and let's boot it up. Of course, I'm in my RoboWars. There's 19 credits on it. That's what was on it the last time I powered down. And I'm going to use my handy dandy switch matrix tester here to go into the tests. I'm going to skip to lamp test. Lamp test on 80Bs is horrendous, but all these lamps are working properly. Next test is relay and solenoid test. So hopefully you could see a flasher light up or hear a coil go off. A little hard to show that on a small video. Okay, switch matrix test. So I'm going to run across row 1 and then down column 1. And that will show that all these switches are again functioning. When the board came back to me the second time, it wouldn't coin up like it did before. I'm going to do 77 because the switch in the lower right, 07, is the advanced test switch, and I know that's working. So you could see that all those switches were working properly. Oh, that's all good. The next test is the dip switch settings and then display test. And of course that's working just fine. I think the frustration that the client had with it was caused by the Raven game, which I'll give him some pointers on where to look, but it had blown 2 of these switch matrix ICs and caused subsequent problems. This thing is working 100% now in my RoboWars, and I just got through playing a few games. I can point it up. This is the one that wasn't working before, but listen. So you can hear credit went on to it. That switch wasn't working properly previously. So this one's good, and on to the second one. And here's the second board, which was in System 80 board, and I converted it to an 80B for the client. And what I noticed is, and the reason I didn't change this the first time around, was somebody had resocketed U4, 5, and 6 here, and they really made a mess out of U6, so I was going to leave them, but I suspect the issue that the client was having with this one was that it would boot sporadically because those sockets are so crappy, and 6532s would just kind of fall out of them. Let me coin up here. So I'm going to leave 2 credits on there. Power off for just a little bit. Back on. Still got the same 2 credits. Client had talked about whether or not it held memory. Kind of seems like it is. Anyway, I'm going to replace these 3 sockets here. I'm not looking forward to that, but we're going to get it done anyway. And this is CPU number 2, which used to be an 80, System 80 MPU. I'd shown this working previously. I did end up replacing these sockets with some. One of them I had to use machine pin sips because previous tech, in air quotes, had hacked the traces up so bad. And then the other two I used quality double wipe sockets on those. The client did report that this board wasn't holding memory, and sure enough, it wasn't holding memory. This 4069 in the center of the image there at Z36 had failed, and it wasn't holding memory. So I replaced that chip. We're good to go right now. I only played one game here, and put some credits on it. And that's me at 1.2 million, and that was the previous high score. So I'm going to switch it off and back on. Still got the 4 credits, and my high score is still in there. So this board is otherwise, I mean, it is completely operating correctly right now. So I'm going to put the Arena ROMs in it right now and boot it up and see what that does. And I said Arena ROMs in the previous video. Raven, you can almost make Arena by transposing the letters of Raven. Anyway, you can see we're up to Top Commandos, which is Raven. And let's put a credit on it. And then more power cycle. RoboWar sounds from Raven. Credit remains, and the previous high score was 1.5 million, so yeah. Well, interesting light show, not even close to what RoboWars does. But these 2 CPUs are now good to go, so I'm going to get those back to my client. Thank you very much. Back again, the Raven CPU. I forgot to do a switch test on this just to make sure, so I'm going to do that now. Again, I've got my homebrew Pentatech-like switch matrix tester. And let's go through row 1 again. And the last switch in row 1, column 1, oh, start at 0, 1. If I press 7 here, that's the same as a diagnostic button, so I don't want to press that. I'm going to press 77, yeah. So this is working. I'll press the diagnostic button now, so it moves to the next test. 030303C2, and that is correct how they're set. I'll note that RoboWar has a setting as switch 6, so it will reset scores 2 through 5 at power up. So you want to be careful with that. Display test. I'm going to skip that. Everything's good. Thank you so much.